Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we live, guys. So, hi, Dinesh. How are you doing?
Come on.
Hi. Looks like Dinesh is.
Hello. Hello, everyone. It looks like Dinesh's internet is playing up today. So I'll do the honors. Welcome to our viewers to another Wrong Ones podcast. And we are here today again with Punk and Dinesh Sagi. Shortly, he should appear. Dinesh, how
Yep.
you?
Yes. Yep. Let's continue. So, yeah. Hi, Amar. How are you doing?
Yeah, good, man. Yeah, IPL progressing as ever, as exciting. Surprising results, surprising performances, but we are enjoying everything here. So, you have been okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Now we are in the second phase of the IPL, the second half. 7 game. Each team has played 7 games. We know where they are now. So, yep. Some have done really well. Some are right in the bottom,
Cool.
and it looks really good now.
Hmm. So, what are we doing today? So, we are talking about game number 39. It's Gujarat Titans versus Kolkata Knight Riders,
Yeah.
and uh, GT batted first and posted a score of 198 by losing only 3 wickets. Sai Sudarshan made 52. Shubman Gill, brilliant batting from him, 90 of 55 balls. And Joss Butler, as great ever as ever, 41 of 23 balls. And right at the end, Shah Rukh Khan, 11 of 5 balls. Um, in uh, in the chase, Kolkata Knight Riders ended up making 159 um, by losing 8 wickets in the 20 overs. So um, GT won by 39 runs. Looks like GT are again really playing well. Since the year they have started, they have always done well. And the captain Shubman Gill um, can do no wrong, and their coach Ashish Nehra as well, always on the money with the auctions, with the bowlers, and it looks like he likes to manage as a football coach. He likes to be around the ropes, always speaking to his captain, always speaking to the fielders right at the boundary. So always, you know, up with the game. So, um, what are GT doing well?
Well, they've got a good combination between the coach and the captain, right? The other thing is like if you see GT, right, they have like they've got some bank in terms of the batsmen, right? So look at Sai Sudarshan or look at Gill, right? They are not your players who will give you 200 strike rate, but more often they will give you that opening start, because they're very conservative when it starts. They play very grounded start, so more often they will give you that start, and then the rest of the team can then accelerate. So if you see GT, they've got the best opening partnership this season,
Mhm.
and both the openers have scored like 300 plus odd runs, so that also gives you, there's a consistency in the batting, right? So it's not that you need to have two firepower openers, right? So GT is showing a way that you can still accumulate runs in a different way as well, you know and then you once you give that stand of like 70 80 runs, the rest of the team can come and take it forward, which generally used to, and this is more like a CSK mold, which CSK used to do a lot. If you see the openers, they always had these type of openers, right, who used to accumulate those runs, and then you had like power hitters in between and this thing. And GT has taken that same approach, and they've just shown that if you have good talented players, and if they can give you the start which is needed, and this, and then what I'm talking about, this start is not like, you're getting like 6 runs or 7 runs. They're giving you at least 8.5, 9 runs per over.
Yeah.
More often than not, a score of like 200, you will win more games than you will lose, because you also have good bowling options as well, right? So this is what GT has done. If you see all the innings, they have been consistently playing that way, right? And they do have that firepower in between, with Shah Rukh Khan, who can plonk you for sixes, when as and when they need. They've got Tewatia as well, and they got Rutherford. So they have all the arsenals, and they're playing with an approach which rest of the teams are like not following. So everybody is, and this is one thing good about Ashish Nehra and Gill, right? Because Gill is a young captain, right? So what happens is Ashish Nehra is also like helping you towards the, if there's some changes, or some tactical changes, he can just approach Gill. He's not sitting and letting the captain go completely, because Gill is your new captain, right? It'll take some time for him to adjust, right? And understand the game. And the game is so fast, like in test matches and other things, you can, like, you can spare, there's enough time for you to actually come back into the game, right? But in T20, you don't have time, right? So sometimes somebody who's outside the game can see, okay, there's a tactical mistake has been done, then they can approach and just try to make sure that, like, the correct bowlers are bowling at the time. If it's, there's a lot of dew, then they will try to make sure that, there's some fast bowling changes, slow bowlers, like, who can do some slow bowling and all that, those type of bowlers are coming, right? So that helps, and this is why you see GT more often or not, even with Hardik Pandya when he's captain, there was a consistent support from the coach, right? So, each and every team comes with a strategy A, B, and C, right? But so many things going around the captain, right? You don't remember what to do at what time, right? So sometimes an external support also helps you. So
Yeah.
this is a good combination. And you can see that, and this changes which Nehra from the boundary line, like as you guys are calling him a football coach, right? The changes which he talks to the fielders near the boundary line, you see that gets implemented, and there's a sudden twist in the game as well. So, and that's what it should be in T20. It's more like an entertainment. You need to have like, uh, you know, good brains behind it, so that if something is getting lagged behind, you get an opportunity to get back as well.
Yeah, more interactive and more
Absolutely,
in the
yeah.
sense reactive as well, and rightly so. And as you rightly mentioned about the openers there, if you look at the scores, 52 from Sai Sudarshan and 90 from Shubman Gill, so 142. But if you look at the sixes column, they together they only hit four sixes, but they hit 16 boundaries together. So there you can see how they are making runs, what approach they have, and they are true to their own talent there. You don't need to hit like 10 sixes to make those runs. You're going at a good rate, and you can do in the boundaries and gaps as well. So yeah, rightly so, the start they're getting, and both of them are really good batsmen, very solid batsmen, solid technique batsmen. So GT have got a really good openers there. Then again, like you mentioned, Josh Butler, Tewatia, Shah Rukh Khan, and they can hit the ball to the stands. um, and rightly so, you mentioned about the coach as well, because bowlers have benefited from him. Siraj, definitely we can see this time. Previously, Mohammad Shami had benefited. So yeah, and also you have experience of Ishan Sharma to bank on. So all in all, they are looking really good, and as the previous years as well, they are um, kind of showing that they are new team but also settled team. um, and on the other hand, looking at KKR, they are not looking at settled team. Dinesh, are you back with us now? Looks like there is still a lag. So yeah, I was talking about Kolkata Knight Riders. So they are not looking as settled as they used to be. um, and you know, their captain Ajinkya Rahane, um, he's making runs, but again, the other players around him are not supporting as much as they should, and they're not getting that um, opening runs also from Gurbaz or Sunil Narayan. They are also, not giving that brilliant start. So, what do you think is going wrong with them?
Like, see, Sunil Ryan is like then so if you say with Sunil Ryan, right, the batting till nine, right? So if you lose Sunil Ryan up front, it's not a big issue, right? Because technically, if he was not opening, he would be batting at number right. So you're getting a number nine batsman to open. So it's more often, you will be able to get some runs out of him, right? So he's a dispensable wicket, right? Which is fine. It's about Ajankya and the guy like De Kock, and now they've dropped De Kock. They've got Gurbaz. De Kock was one of the games he got them to win, and now so in mid-season when you change your openers, right, that means your team is struggling. You don't change your openers if you give them an opportunity, a prolonged opportunity to continue, right? And Gurbaz has not given you that you know like a consistent score. You see, if you see his IPL career last year and before as well, but De Kock, if whenever he's played, like he's given you consistent score, right? And I think De Kock should have continued. So they've got something wrong. Now the other challenge with KKR is like they don't have like they have a foreign wicket keeper. So if they're struggling with like a good batting, right? So if say De Kock was not like, because De Kock is a gun batsman, yeah. You've been like you're replacing De Kock with a Gurbaz. I don't have to say much about it, but you can understand where that strategy has gone wrong. If it was not De Kock, right, they could have gotten another wicketkeeper and a gun batsman, like a foreigner gun batsman who could actually play that role of De Kock, like a proper opener, you know.
Yeah.
But this is hampering the strategy, right? And the other thing is Ajinkya, for example, right? I think so. Like he should go and open rather than Gurbaz to open, because he has opened for India. He's opened, he's got the capability, right? So, and again, Ajinkya is
Is
that
open for
player.
CSK.
Yeah, and he's your that player basically, who needs power play. He's not a
Yeah.
power hitter, right? So he's again like when I talked about Dev the particle, right? Ajinkya needs to open with Narayan. Okay, so if Narayan goes out, then he being there, he can see the like it gives him an opportunity to understand. He doesn't have to. He'll get that enough 3, 4, 5 balls to play. And Narayan on the other side, he can understand what the pitch is happening, right? But when you are number one, and then you suddenly come, and you go out, okay, because you understand, like you're not sure what's happening. Ajinkya has to open. That's it. He's not your number. He cannot play one down, right? And that role should be for somebody else. Maybe they should look at Iyer or someone else who can play at one, or if they're replacing somebody, if there's an Indian wicketkeeper. I don't know the Scots what they have currently, but Ajinkya needs to open with Narayan, and that's how they should go. If they're not playing with De Kock, Gurbaj is not your opener. You will see you will lose more. Uh, you have got two vulnerable openers in Narayan and in Gurbaz, uh, you know, which is not a good strategy for KKR. More of that means you lost 2 wickets up front. So you're playing a game of, what you call it, like lotto.
Yeah, I mean, the strategy is looking very confusing, and I don't understand why Raghuvanshi is batting so low. He has, he's a bloody good batsman. He should bat up the order.
He should
I
bat
don't know
at
with
three.
this particular match, maybe they wanted a hitter to come in, but then Venkatesh Iyer is not doing the job. Rinku Singh is sometimes making runs, but he's not getting the big runs. But one person I would expect to get big runs off is Raghuvanshi. So I don't know. And the thing is, whenever he has come down as well, he has hit those boundaries and he has made those runs. So um, yeah, very very strange strategy there to push him down the order.
Uh, if they had an Indian wicketkeeper, right, then Roman Powell is like he's the other guy who can come in. But
Yeah.
because they don't have an Indian wicketkeeper, like a good Indian wicketkeeper, right, that is becoming a challenge for them, right? Because the
Mm,
batting looks slightly weak. Andrew Russell is not the Andrew
mm,
Russell. He's like what Pollard happened after 2020, right? 21, 22. That's what Russell is now. He can tonk you for one or two sixes, but that you can see, that capability of hitting those sixes like regularly is gone.
is
So
gone.
you will have to now understand the team strategy. Based on that, you need to see how you can bring in a Powell, yeah, because KKR do not have finishers apart from Rinku Singh, right? And you cannot expect Rinku Singh to get you know those runs every time, right? So the entire batting lineup looks a bit weird now. Venkatesh Iyer again, spending 23 crores on him, the strategy was completely wrong. Like if you look at maybe they wanted like what Iyer did last year, but leaving Suresh Iyer and getting the guy who's won you the
Title.
trophy.
Yeah.
How can you I don't know what went in the mindset. You always look to have captains, right? Because captains bring you trophies. It's not individual players, right? And having somebody, Suresh Iyer, it's not like he's just won this trophy now. Okay, he's he's got the Delhi Capitals, right? One of the odd teams to reach to the finals, before 2020. So that means that guy has got some capability as a captain, right? And then KKR were always, if you see, they have a lot of captains been changed for KKR. They don't have a consistent captaincy after Gambhir left. Yeah, this is being a challenge. Iyer should have stayed. He should have been the number one retained player, and then they should have looked at who else they could retain, like definitely Ryan, Chakravarti, and Russell. These should have been the retained players. But leaving him, and you can see this is Ajinkya Rahane comes in as a new person. He does not know the team, Tessa. He does not know the coach. The conditions. You just getting somebody as a captain, who has not played in the team, for long. So you also need that, to
Yeah.
understand the conditions, pitches, and everything. It doesn't work that easily for somebody
y-
who's coming.
yeah, and looking at the batting order as well, like you mentioned, it's looking a very weird batting order. I think Dinesh, are you back with us now? um it is looking
Yeah, I'm on and off, but hopefully you guys can still hear me.
yeah, we can hear
Yeah, we
you.
can. Yeah.
So we're just talking
Sorry,
about the batting order.
apologies,
It's
my network.
looking
I don't know what
very
happens every time this
strange
time of the day.
batting order. So hopefully, yeah, you can hear us. So what is wrong with the batting order with KKR? Why are they? It looks like none of the players have a settled
Not too much into
position.
the batting order. Yeah, not too much into the batting order. A couple of things going back of what Punk sort of covered. Obviously, for some reason, Venki Iyer thought like replacing Shreyas Iyer with Venkatesh Iyer might just actually be the same. I don't know what his thought process is. He thought maybe all Ayers would be at the same level, which obviously isn't the case. On a lighter
Maybe
note,
save money
but
on that
then looking at the
printing.
squad, right? If I possibly yes, but the only thing I would think of is what KKR can do going forward. Drop Gurbas, Rahanet should open, bring in Roman Powell in place of Drera, have a spot, and then when they're batting, bring the impact sub as the new keeper, the Sisodia, replace him with Varun Chakravarti. He can keep, and that's the way to go forward. That's my opinion. Those are the two
Yeah,
changes I'd recommend.
yeah. Hopefully, they will find some um, form or some kind of structure to their team, because at the moment they're just looking all over the place. But yeah, again, GT, coming back to GT again now, their bowlers are really turning the game on for them. Of course, in this particular match, the batsmen, three batsmen batted really well. But throughout the series, we have seen that, talking about Siraj, you have mentioned right from the start that when he performs, he will win you matches. And Prasidh Krishna as well, really doing well. And recently, we have seen Rashid Khan as well. Coming back in the wickets column, which he hadn't done for the previous seasons as well. And Sai Kishore has been a revolution as well. So all in all, we can see these, if more than 70% of your bowlers are performing well, then more often than not, you are going to do well in the series. And of course, that has to do with Ashish Nehra as well, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely right. And that's what we talked about, right? He is doing that a lot, always on the years with the captain on. And the good thing is, like, the captain is understanding, and it's not like an ego clash. A lot of people, like, when it comes, they have a ego, why, you shouldn't interfere, right? There's no ego clash, which is the best thing. A team gels very well when there's no ego clash with your coach, right? And, Subham Gill does not have that ego clash because he knows
Are
that
you
Ashish,
hinting at some of the teams?
yeah, you have ego clash. You can see in RR, and like other videos out, man. It's not about hinting. It's just being, we are here to
Hmm.
scrutinize and tell the viewers, what we can see and understand, right? So when you have an ego clash with your coach, right, more often you won't see the performance on the field. So you have to gel together. It's a team sport, right? It's not an individual sport as well. Even in individual sport, if you have a clash with your coach, you're training, more often you will lose the match, because your brain is working in one direction, but an outside view can also give you a view. Okay, what is going wrong? So to change strategy or something, which you don't have to be adamant on the field, right? So yeah, but yeah, and GT looks like, definitely they're going to qualify. They're right on top of the table, right? So there's another 1-2 games, and they should qualify, and they have the team to do that.
Yeah, and they should, because they are playing really well.
Yes.
So yeah, that's that about this match, and we hope, like I said, KKR, find some ways, some structure, and get back on the winning ways. And GT, as usual, they're doing really well. So all the best to them. They're almost there for the qualification. So yeah, thank you, Punk and Dinesh. Hopefully, your net is back as well. Get some structure. So yeah, and we'll get back to you viewers in the next episode. Till then, please subscribe and hit the bell icon, and keep watching. Thank you.
Bye, guys.